Sagittarius, so it's me Alexis. Welcome back to my astrology channel, and today I'm going to be talking about your new moon horoscope and tarot reading for the new moon in Libra on September 28th. So if you are what did I do? Oh yeah, I just did Scorpio. So if you're a Sagittarius Sun and Rising, this is going to be the video for you. Before I start the video, let me just say that thank you guys so much for watching my content. I truly appreciate it, and yeah, let's go ahead and get into the reading. So Sagittarius, here is what's going on right now. So for the new moon, it's going to be happening on September 28th in 5 degrees Libra. And then one notable thing that I do want to talk about is that, the transiting Venus will be square to the transiting Pluto for this new moon. So I think that's going to be really important because, Venus rules over Libra, and because Venus rules over Libra and the new moon's in Libra, there is definitely going to be a connection there and some sort of tension that we do need to unpack. So Sagittarius, how is this all going to look out for you? So Sagittarius, the new moon is going to be happening in the 11th house, and then the transiting Pluto is going to be in your 2nd house. So the 11th house is going to be the house of friendships. When I think of the 11th house, I think of how you are in a group dynamic or a group setting, and I kind of think about your sense of belonging. So when it comes to the 11th house, I think of questions like, am I relevant? Or, how am I in this group of people? Do I feel like I belong? What is my role in my friendship group? Like, what role do I play whenever I'm in a group setting? And, with Libra ruling the 11th house, usually you are the mediator. You try to keep things in peace, you try to be considerate, and hopefully you do that right. Now, with Pluto transiting the 2nd house, and then having that transiting Pluto being squared to the currently transiting Venus in Libra, there's something going on here. This is a tension that I think will be significant. So Venus is the planet of relationships and connections, and when Venus is squared to Pluto, that just means, to me, that shows like a needed turmoil. When I think of Pluto tends to flip the tables over. I think of like explosions. I think of like a huge change that is forcing you to acknowledge it. So what I anticipate here for you, Sagittarius, is that, this new moon is a chance for you to initiate some fairness and justice into your friendships. Maybe this could be a new way for you to create new, more balanced friendships with other people. And with your current friendships or with your current groups of people, maybe this is a time for you to kind of step your ground and be like, hey, let's set some boundaries, let's be fair, let's go ahead and, consider some of these guidelines that I want to implement so that we can all have a nice, peaceful, functioning friendship. So this is kind of that time for you, Sagittarius, and I think with Pluto transiting the 2nd house being squared to the transiting Venus in the 11th house, one thing that you may need to remember is that whenever you make these rules, whenever you try to be considerate, whenever you try to be just and fair, you can be fair to other people, but you got to be fair to yourself. The 2nd house is the house of self-worth. It's the house of, self-confidence, self-esteem on a psychological level, on a literal level. It could be finances. So, honestly, another way to look at this is maybe you really want to spend time with your friends and you really want to connect with them, but Pluto is kind of like, hey, look at your wallet, it's empty. Do you really want to go out with your friends right now? That's one way to look at it. How I think it could play out is that, maybe you are trying to make your relationships more authentic by making it more fair and more considerate. And, with your friendships, they could either, take it well or they don't take it well. So with this new moon in Libra, it's taking a new step in making sure that your friendships or your sense of relevance in a group setting is fair and more considerate and obviously more balanced. Because maybe you're in a situation where maybe you're giving too much or maybe taking too much and you just kind of want to equal things out. So let's go ahead and see what the cards have to say, Sagittarius. I feel like it's always the first card that like hits me the hardest, but can you really blame me? I'm going to show you the first card once I draw the other two. Okay, Sagittarius, here is your cards. The first card that I drew is Death. Okay, I got Death. Now maybe you can see why I freaked out the way I did. I got the 7 of Cups, and I got the Magician. So, Sagittarius, What do I want to talk about first? Okay. Let's talk about this one first. This is what I think is probably the most pressing issue here. So, Seven of Cups. You're in a situation, and maybe this is with a friend, and you're sitting here like, I don't know what to do. I don't understand what's going on. What should I do? There's so many things I could do right now, but I don't know what to do. So you're at a place right now where you don't really know the right step to take. And you're hesitant on making the next step because you don't know which step is right, and you're scared of messing things up. So this could be in regards to a friendship. Maybe this friendship is really not the best for you. I mean, one way that I read the Magician is that maybe you have a friend who is maybe a little bit manipulative, maybe a friend who kind of twists things around. They can twist the situation or twist something in such a way where, like, you know, maybe that they'll twist it in such a way where, like, they're right and maybe you're not. So maybe you have a friend who's really, you know, crafty. Another way that I read the Magician card, however, is maybe, you know, maybe you have a friend who is undermining your abilities, and they're undermining your worth, and they're underestimating you, and that would align with the whole, you know, Venus-Pluto square that's going on between your 11th house and your 2nd house. Because remember, the 2nd house is, you know, your sense of worth and, you know, your stability. So maybe there's a friend who's trying to really downplay that. I mean, let's just say that you're really talented at piano and you're in a music club, and your friend's kind of like, no, you're not that good, and you don't really feel great about it, and you're in a place where you feel like you don't know what to do. And the thing that could be done or should be done is the Death card. You know, I'm getting this vibe with like most of the signs in this new moon. It's like we are all starting to grow, and you know, some people are gonna choose not to grow, which is fine, but like some people are just not gonna grow, and they're gonna feel threatened when you grow. And at this point, like, you have to let them go because you need to learn how to stand your ground. If people don't want you to improve, if people don't want you to grow, like, they're not being fair to you, and you gotta be fair to yourself, and you gotta be like, okay, adios, I'm out of here. So what I'm seeing here personally is that, you know, maybe there's a friend who's trying to twist things up. They're trying to twist the situation to make it seem like you're the crazy one and that you're wrong, and that, you know, maybe like in this situation, you know, you're not right. I do feel like the underlying, you know, current here for you is that, you know, your self-worth and your sense of self-esteem is being threatened by this person. And they could be doing this by being manipulative to you and making you feel like you're not worth it, or they're doing it in such a way where they undermine your abilities. And you're at a point where you're sitting here and you're kind of like, okay, well, you know, maybe another reason why you kind of feel indecisive is because maybe this is a person where you value their opinions, you value their viewpoints, and because you value that, you take their words to stock. And you're looking at them and you're kind of like, well, I do value what you say and I do want to take it seriously. And because of that, you know, it may clash with your thoughts that like maybe you are able, maybe you are talented, maybe you are fine, maybe you are right. And then to hear them oppose you, like, of course it would make anybody confused. So because of that, you know, you're maybe in a place where you're sitting here where it's like, you know, is it going to be me, or is it going to be this person? Am I right, or is this person right? Is it, you know, what's it going to be? And Sagittarius, I don't know if this friendship is worth preserving, because maybe you've been feeling this way for a while now, or maybe this person has been doing this for you for a while now, and like maybe it was really quiet at first, but now it's really glaring at you right in the face. And with the Death card, I think my deck is saying, you know, let it go. You know, let people be who they want to be. And if they choose to be a person that doesn't want to see you grow, then that's okay. They can be a person that doesn't want you to grow, but now it's your turn to, you know, take initiative and be like, okay, if you don't want me to be the best I could be, then fine, I will leave. I will do what is best for myself, because that is fair for myself. So Sagittarius, that is going to be your new moon horoscope and tarot reading for the new moon in Libra on September 28th. I hope that everything goes well for you, and I hope you guys have a great new moon.